Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Wenmaker, and I'm going to teach you a little bit about some of the features of Google Docs that we're going to use a lot this semester. I am the other advanced geometry teacher. Those of you who have Mr. Johns, you're going to all be hearing our voices throughout the semester as we take turns making some fun videos for you. So you are going to want to open this document. You're not going to have this here anymore, but your document is going to look like this, Google Doc Practice. After this video, you're going to try all of these different tasks. So typing these handwritten things into actually equations. The directions on how to do this are on the right side, but since a lot of you are probably pretty visual learners, I thought I could just go over a little bit of it with you. So the first thing we're going to do when we want an equation is we're going to find our insert option on the top and choose equation. Now we we're just going to make them an equation for now. If you notice, something just popped up here. We have 4 or 5 different drop-down menus. So we've got Greek letters, got like some symbols like times, divide, inequalities, and sets. This is going to be our main one, this fourth one. We've got fractions, square roots, subscript. We don't use quite as much as superscript. So this would be like for exponents. This one with the little bar on top, that's going to be able to get us a segment. And I'm going to say that those are probably our most common ones. So let's make an equation that uses a few. Let's say we want the fraction to be 2/3. So we type our 2 to get to the denominator. If you press down, you would think it would be down. You actually get out of the equation totally. So I'm going to go back in it. And after the 2, if I arrow to the right arrow gets me to the denominator. And you're going to notice that that happens all the time. As we are making equations, we're going to keep arrowing to the right. Because if I were to type an x now, it's again still in the denominator. So arrow to the right gets us back to outside of the fraction, okay? So here is our fraction. I don't know, what do we want to add here? Plus 14 equals, let's say the other side of our equation has a quadratic expression. So let's go back to this math operations and do our exponent one. Start with your base. So if I want to do x squared or something, we start with x. And then to get to that square, the exponent of 2, we're going to arrow to the right again, bringing us up to the exponent. If we want to say minus 10, we don't really want that in the exponent. So again, we're going to arrow to the right. That gets us out of our exponent. And now we can complete our equation. Okay, so let's say that's our equation and we wanted to like solve it. Okay, if you're like submitting something where you're showing your work, we could just keep editing this. Like let's add 10 to both sides. So it's no longer over here and we're going to add it over here. Right, we can kind of keep copying and pasting and editing it because you can always go back into it. It's not like an image, it's a text document. Let's say we were talking about triangles. You guys are going to learn so much about triangles. You don't even know. There's so much to learn about triangle. I like to go to special characters for some of these things. And within special characters, what you could do is you can like draw yourself the character that you're looking for, and it's going to give you some options. I don't recommend picking the nose, but maybe this one. Okay, and sometimes you can see that it's there, but otherwise you would just close out of this to find your symbol. So we could say maybe triangle ABC, and then we're going to talk a lot about congruence this year. So I'm going to insert another special character. The congruence symbol is an equal sign with a tilde above it. This is going to be on your definition, your vocab list to be working on. Okay, and that is congruent to another triangle. So maybe just kind of copy paste, Control C, Control V, something like that. Now, when you're inserting those special characters, you could also type here, okay? So I could type, I can't type congruence if I spell it wrong. Well, they pop up there as you're typing. Maybe triangle is a better example. I usually just draw. Look how many triangles we get. We get a lot of triangles. So drawing what you want, I think, is the easiest option. Lastly, we're going to be in geometry using a lot of diagrams. So let's quickly talk about inserting a diagram. Part of what you're going to do in this assignment is taking the diagrams that we already give you. This is a hand-drawn one for the example, but typically we make them really beautifully on software. Let's say I copy this image, okay? I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to say insert a drawing I'll go ahead and say new. And we are going to paste that image in here. I can change the size, and then we can manipulate it. Instead of having to remake the whole triangle, especially when we start getting some complex diagrams, we can just like draw with these like segment tools or the text tools, whatever we want. We can draw right on top of this image. I could label the new point, make a textbook or a text box, I'm sorry. And then that'll save you a lot of time because some of the diagrams, like I said, are going to be kind of complex where we are not going to want to have to redo all of it. A simple one as a triangle might not be too bad. So now when we save and close, I feel like this text box is giant. I'd like to get to the other end of it, but that's okay. We have our image now edited, okay? Now you could also draw your own from there. You wouldn't have to paste anything in there. You could completely draw it, but just a couple of the features that we're gonna be using. All right, if you have any questions, let us know, but you're gonna go ahead and try these tasks. You're gonna make your own blank document, and then you can just write task 1 and then try to do it, task 2, etc. Okay? See you soon, bye.